got grounded for a month, you know.
What was I looking for?
I can't believe I took this to my school instead of my classwork.
I can't sleep.
How could he be so careless?
This is so silly. It's senseless to even try. I'm so sick of this smile.
I don't know. I have no idea. Sometimes it's scary to find oneself alone.
Today,
Everything is
going to be
about.
What we lost.
Sometimes it was a thing.
At other times,
it was a feeling, and sometimes
It was also
something.
we didn't know.
throw don't get
Confused. This isn't about
the things we lost.
But it's about what we did.
within them.
We, the nine,
Are here to tell you
something
about us.
We don't care,
We don't know if you need to know.
but we will.
speak anyway, cause we have got
A voice,
that needs to be
given word,
Words,
letters, sound,
music.
beat. Poet.
groove.
Here we go.
That day started very beautifully. Probably one of the most magnificent I've ever had. It was at Disneyland. I always wanted to be there. It's a place in Hong Kong and I cannot glorify its beauty enough. It was perfect. Shops, hotels and everything else was so used with excellent service and alluring even from far away. Though the day wasn't all happy and happening, something terrifying happened to me that very day. So we were all shopping cheerfully and everyone was engaged in their own world. Suddenly, I saw a big TV screen somewhere. And I got so excited to see Mickey on it. He still is my favorite. I was just so mesmerized to see him, which made me stop right there. I was standing there and admiring him. I don't know how long it had been since I was standing there, but I can say it was long enough. I was hypnotized by that pretty one. Though I did come back to my senses eventually, and when I took my eyes away from it, I realized my people weren't there. Boom! I was so terrified. In this whole new country, a completely strange place, I found myself alone. I suddenly realized that there is absolutely no one around me whom I know. Well, as strange as it may sound, I patiently waited for them right there. From what they told me later, they went ahead and reached the lift. How silly! I mean, how can they be so lost? Well, I'm not the right person to say that, but really, how can they? Anyway, then after 15 minutes, which felt like 15 hours, to me, they came back and found me. I remember that day so vividly, but I never went missing after that. From inside, I was completely freaked out. But I did maintain my calm on the outside. Isn't this something we all try to achieve?
When you have lost something that is precious to you, you might have a lot of regrets, but the lost thing will not be found, nor will it make you feel any better, as the thing that is once lost will always remain lost no matter what.
Hi there. My name is, was Mr. Mafron.
Yeah, it does sound like something out of the McDonald's menu. And that's the thing that made me frown. I used to love frowning and criticizing people. Some took it as a joke and some just frowned back. The reason I loved frowning so much was it made the people around me sad. Yeah. I was frowning once as I usually do, and I suddenly got a stroke and collapsed. I woke up in the hospital and panicked for a while. When my sister calmed me down, I noticed something. My face. The muscles had a lot of tension built up in them. So I went to the mirror to check, and then I asked the doc what had happened. He said I had permanently lost my ability to frown. I got up and punched the doc because he was smiling while he said I had permanently lost the ability to frown. I heard the police siren and I started running. My sister, she was shot in the crossfire and I was caught. I even got a leave from jail to attend my sister's funeral and I was smiling there too. It's been 2 years since I last frowned. It makes me sick to even think about it. The media made a million jokes on me and I was another living meme. For example, there was this text under my smiling photo. It said, like this meme if this guy made you smile. Oh, that made me sick. Well, one thing I get to do now is file a lawsuit for cyberbullying and then become happy by looking at them frown. Oh, I feel like my life still has some room to get worse.
I walked through the school gates. Even though I was late, I felt pretty great. Till later that day, I was betrayed. I lost more than just a bag. I lost a good mate. Our friendship grew into hate. I guess it was just fate. I will never know why she did what she did till this day.
Everything was perfect. I was the most popular girl at school. Everyone wanted to be my friend and invited me to all of their parties. Every year, there was a new trend at school which everyone copied. Last year, it was tie-dyed shirts, and the year before that, it was galaxies. But this year, it was something very special. This year, it was a gold backpack from a very expensive brand. Every rich kid at school had it, and I wanted to keep up with the trends. So I begged my dad to buy it for me. My puppy eyes got me a limited edition golden backpack. The next day at school, I walked in with my shiny backpack and everyone started gathering around me. Apparently, it had been sold out everywhere, and I was one of the only ones who had it. He started asking me a lot of questions like, where did you get it? Wow, it's so shiny. I started getting tired of all the questions, so I rushed to my locker and luckily the bell rang. Finally, peace. I rushed to my history class, started to talk with my best friend Jess. I told her all about what happened in the morning. She just stared at my bag and touched it a lot. After history, I went to my locker to get my books and I forgot my bag in class. I rushed back to get it, but it was gone. I searched everywhere and couldn't find it. The news spread and everyone started to help. I asked Jess too and she said she had gone to the washroom after history. I started to suspect her odd behavior. She started stammering and avoided me. During recess, I went to the washroom and heard Jess crying in one of the bathroom stalls. She started to say, I stole Rose's backpack. I couldn't help it. It was so shiny and I couldn't miss the chance of being popular. I was so angry. I stormed towards the locker and I was right. There was my backpack. Soon we started to yell at each other and started fighting. The teachers tried to stop us, but eventually they called our parents. My mom looked so mad. She grabbed my backpack and threw it in the garbage bin. Tears rolled down my cheeks. I remember her exact words. I am very disappointed in you, Rose. You are grounded for a month. No using your phone or any electronic devices for a month. And I also got detention. That year wasn't very great, all because of a golden backpack. By all means, it was not worth losing my best friend.
When I lost my toy, I felt so sad, but the chocolate was there, so it was fair. Well, I cried anyways, cause I cared. Dad offered me gifts, but I wasn't silly like the goat Billy. Everyone, almost everyone has a favorite toy or a doll. Well, I also have a favorite soft toy. Or should I say, had. Oh, hello. If you're wondering, I lost it, you are wrong. My dad lost it. How? So, my dad is always traveling to different countries due to work. Whenever he comes back home, he brings chocolates. Like this one. And all the yummies you could ever imagine. Whereas I expect him to bring electronics. You know, like some cool stuff. So this one time he went to Italy and I gave him my favorite rabbit soft toy. Well, just so you know, it was the best soft toy I ever had. I know you're wondering why I gave him my favorite piece of toy. Well, here's the thing. I gave it to him so he doesn't forget to bring another one for his favorite daughter. I was waiting for him to come back home, marking every single day since he left in the calendar. I was excited about the upcoming gifts. Also, I missed my bunny. Not that I didn't miss my dad, I did. But the excitement, the anticipation of new toys was more prevailing. I know it wasn't a very good idea because the agonizing feeling that may follow would be unbearable. But you know how the heart works, so I couldn't help foreseeing all the good that may happen. That week went by so fast. I was excited as my gifts were almost coming. My favorite soft toy, my bunny was coming. Well, my dad too. But my dad, he was going to reach later that evening. I waited, and waited. I think his flight got a bit delayed, and I don't know when I fell asleep. The next morning when I woke up, he was right beside me, in a deep sleep. But I couldn't let him be, so I quickly woke him up in a very cheerful mood. I literally dragged him out of the bed to come and open the bag and give me my gifts. He smilingly opened his bag and gave me all the chocolates and gifts. He gave me all the chocolates and gifts. But where's my bunny? I asked him where my bunny soft toy was, and very casually he told me, "Oh, I forgot that in my hotel room." I was about to cry when I stuffed chocolate in my mouth and went to school. I could never forget that sweet little bunny. Nowadays, whenever he goes on business trip, I don't dare to give him a doll or a book or even a useless piece of rubber band. I still wonder what happened to my favorite rabbit soft toy. Whether it is still at the hotel room my father stayed in or in someone's home. Cause I know that sweet little bunny is still sitting somewhere waiting for me to get it back.
Once upon a time, I lost my eraser. I started looking, but I couldn't find it later. I found it in my pencil box inside the school, but I didn't even think about who did it and why they do it. Now I don't have time to chat. Gotta go. Bye.
Everyone has something that they value, and its value gets tripled if that thing is something that has been given by our most loved ones. And you know what? I have lost it. This gold chain was given by my grandmother. It was the most valuable thing that I treasured the most. It was given during my birth and was bought in Taiwan. Of all the siblings, I was the only one who got something during birth. I feel extremely lonely and disappointed that I could not find my gold chain anymore. I was going to wear that for an occasion I needed to attend. I was terrified to let my mom know that my gold chain is missing. But I had to ask her. Maybe she was the one who hid it or kept it somewhere safe for whatever reason. But when I asked her, she said she didn't know anything about it. And then she scolded me for a very long time. It was not fair. I'm sure I was careful with it. It was definitely intentional theft or whatever. But it is what it is. Though the lesson I learned today is that one must always know how to treasure the things that were given by our most loved ones. Because I'm sure that once you lose it, you'll regret it for the rest of your life.
I've lost my sleep. The teenagers above me are going beep, beep, beep. The teenagers above me are watching Netflix and it's playing loud since 6. It's 3 at night. The baby starts crying. Now I shall try to sleep again. Because if I don't, my parents will spank me and I will be in pain. That is because I have an exam tomorrow. I will try putting a pillow. An idea given by a sleepy fellow. That doesn't work at all. Oh yeah, I get a lol. Let me try my headphones. If this doesn't work, I will have broken bones. Okay, I'm not able to sleep. Why do these teenagers have to watch Netflix and a toddler's mood has to go bad at 3 a.m.? Stop it! That is what I would like to say, but I know they'll ignore me. I have a math test tomorrow, and if my mother finds out, she'll shout at me for not sleeping. Or she'll say, why you acting to sleep? Rather study. Okay, I know I don't sound that tense, but I am a little. Because my mother said if I don't get above 80%, I'll get it from her. Okay, I've got an idea. I'll close our window. Dad, it is all your fault. Why didn't you put a soundproof window? The window doesn't even block 30 decibels of sound. I'll put a pillow on my head. It is not doing anything. I'll put on my headphones again. Better. Much better. Oh yes, I'm getting sleepy. No more stuff which is creepy. What? You were trying to wake me up since 1 hour and now I'm late for the exam. Spanking is what I get.
I try my best to fall asleep at a decent hour, yet sometimes seems I don't have the power. No matter how hard I try, something always stops me and makes me want to cry.
It was 7:45 in the morning and I realized I was running late for school. I had a long night yesterday because I was busy completing my arts and crafts assignment. You see, the thing is, it gives me a hard time working on it. It's not that I'm bad at it, it's just something that I don't enjoy. Though I completed it eventually, and I think it was 2:30 already. I went to bed and slept. Left all my books and stuff on the table, thinking that I'll pack it up in the morning. I woke up when suddenly there was a loud knock on the door. It was my mother, of course. I quickly got up and got ready. It was 8 already and I heard the blasting horn of my school bus. I literally grabbed everything from the table and put it in my bag. And I ran outside to catch the bus and made it just in time. Then, my school went smoothly up until the arts and crafts period, obviously. That's when I realized I had been sitting on my bench for the past 4 periods. So, I kept my class book on the table after taking it out, obviously, and went to the washroom. When I was coming back, the teacher was still to come. I figured that by the usual laughter and talking, all we were from 50 feet away. After that, when I reached the door, almost everyone looked at me and laughed. It was quite weird, so I tried to ignore them, went to my bench and sat. Then, I could still hear some giggles coming up. That was when I realized that my classbook was not on my table anymore. I thought I hadn't taken it out, so I turned to check. And that's when I heard these exact words in Arun's voice. Diary, I think I have a secret crush on. And the picture was clear in my head. It was my personal diary that Arun was reading. A diary which looks really similar to my art book. And I had taken that instead. Silly butthole! Well, just FYI, I consider Arun my good friend. But that day, he went off limit. I didn't let him complete that sentence though. I quickly got up and with all the power that I had in my gun, I punched him. Yeah, on the face. To be honest, it was a one-punch knockout and I think I'm quite proud of it. Though I did do something that day. And it was not only a good friend, it was also something personal to me. Something that I did not wish to share with anyone. I lost my privacy.
Oh, not a bad thing, but it hurts. When you keep them with someone else, expectations we think are fair to keep, but when someone breaks them, you feel crazy, like breaking your own goddamn phone.
I want to tell you something about friendship. Friendship is often said as a relationship between two people or a group of people who share a bond of mutual respect, support, and trust. But what is trust? I think when you feel safe and strong, physically and emotionally, trust sure sounds simple. Friendship, it's the coolest thing in the world. It needs no money, nor does it have any materialistic demand. But it does need something. Like you run the game Fortnite, where you build through mats and bricks, but here we build it by something called trust. Now, even 1% of this trust is valuable. You may have a lot of friends, but do you know who is a true one amongst them? In my opinion, firstly, you should check if the person has your best interest in his or her heart. And secondly, a true friendship is when someone knows you better than yourself. Crazy, right? Someone knowing you better than yourself? I'm not just saying all this, it's my own experience. Although I'm not old enough to say these things, but I can say friends are a very important part of our lives. They can be your inspiration or you can learn your big life lesson from them. Friends can help you fill all your memorable moments in life. They can transform you completely in a bad or good way. It's just all that our heart falls for. That's why we get stuck between heart or brain, right? But friends never want bad for you. He or she will always try to protect you from evil. They don't praise you much, but they criticize you the most. Just a call away, will not always though.
Wait, what? Me? I think I'm looking for the thing that I'm looking for. Okay, let me explain. I'm trying to figure out what my battle is. It may sound crazy, but it's true. It would be a lot easier if I realized what it is that I lack in to prepare myself for the same. So I think I'm looking for what I am and who I am in life and what I'll be. I don't know anything so far. All I know is that I'm looking for myself in the future and how I'll end up. I have no idea what my job is going to be, or even if I'll have a job. Whether it'll be a good one or bad, if I'll end up being a hero or a villain. This makes me anxious and eager. Well, you may ask why. Because of expectations and reality. I need to stop thinking about myself in the future and start living in the moment. The reason is, to find my treasure, I need the map. I need to search for the map and follow the steps to show me my treasure. The gold awaits, but I'll have to take it one step at a time. So the question is living in the moment enough?
Well, that's it.
Yeah, this is all we wanted to say.
Well, we know this isn't enough.
Yeah, you may think what's the point?
But that's what. There's no point.
Yeah, there's no point in anything at all.
Then why do we try?
Because that is all we can do.
But we do much more, don't we?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Point.
Good point enough.
Correct.
Correct.
That makes sense.
Brilliant.
Oh man, this is so brilliant.